My Hero Academia, a giant of the anime industry, turned laughingstock of the internet. It has a fan base of dedicated and often cringy followers that eagerly await each new episode. The show has been going strong for years now, finally starting its last go around, with the final season starting this month on Crunchyroll. You may think this must be a beloved show. Every anime viewer around the world must love My Hero. Well, you would be wrong. There are plenty, and I do mean plenty, of My Hero haters out there. It seems impossible to have a 5-minute conversation with half of the anime community about this series without the words cringe or unoriginal coming up. So what is it? Is the show so cringe that people watch out of some morbid curiosity? Did the show start off strong and then go downhill like the Seven Deadly Sins or Promised Neverland? Well, I've been researching it for a while now, purely out of my own curiosity. And I think I understand some reasons this anime giant gets so much hate from the community. Let's start off with the obvious. Listen, I love My Hero myself, and I think it's an enjoyable show. But there's one thing anyone who has visited social media and seen a TikTok or short on My Hero has noticed. The cringe. My Hero just seems to be one of those anime that attracts the more excessive fan bases. For some reason, a lot of My Hero fans act as if it's the only anime that ever existed, and that it is the greatest thing to ever bless the face of this planet. If you say anything to the contrary, oh sweet mother of God, you are in for an argument. Check any of the show's Reddit pages, and you will witness these die-hard fans defending their precious My Hero as if it was their firstborn child. Now, this is something common with fandoms. When someone insults something you love, you're bound to have hard feelings. We've all been there. My Hero fans are a different breed, though. Any criticism of this show seems to be met with the equivalent of a small child putting their fingers in their ears and saying, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. You might think that the Reddit pages or the TikToks are bad, but those are just the tip of the iceberg. Take one look at the fan art, and boy oh boy are you in for a ride. I had to research for this video, and I feel like washing my eyes with bleach. In fact, I might have to remove my eyes permanently after what I saw. I feel dirty now. And while fan art is usually something awesome, a way for people to express their love for a series or franchise, here it seems to be mostly cringe and or adult material, and quite honestly it makes me slightly uncomfortable. Now, this isn't to say every fan is like this. There are plenty normal functioning members of society who enjoy the show. We are just sometimes overshadowed by the cringe, making it hard at times to even admit you are a My Hero fan, in fear of being lumped in as a weirdo, which leads me into the next section of this video, the fan service. Alright, listen. I'm no pearl-clutching old lady. I can handle fan service. If you're a viewer of anime, you've come to expect a level of fan service. This is just common to the genre. That being said, the amount of it in My Hero is deplorable and downright weird. Now, I like the female body as much as the next guy, but come on, Horikoshi. These girls are in high school. Is it really necessary to have these characters running around half naked? Is it? It gets really distracting when I'm sitting here at home trying to watch the story, and they keep doing all these weird camera angles, like, you know what I'm talking about. I watch anime for the plot, I swear. I swear. There's nothing wrong with sexualizing characters in a movie or TV series, given it has a point, a reason, and makes sense for the character. Meanwhile, My Hero has a character that creates objects from her chest. But, she can't wear a shirt, guys. That's her power. Okay, buddy, listen, we all know why she was designed that way. It ain't no secret. You're telling me he just as easily couldn't have made the character create objects from her hands? Come on. The author even found a way to sexualize an invisible woman. And I don't know whether to be disgusted or honestly impressed. All of this leads me to one character. One infamous character that honestly could hold his own in the Hall of Fame, the likes of the OGs, Master Roshi or Jiraiya from Naruto. I'm talking about the one, the only, Mineta. I don't think a My Hero video would be complete without a mention of the purple pervert himself, Mineta. My Hero Fandom Wiki describes his personality as timid, but perverted to the point of infamy, which makes him unpopular with the girls. Unpopular. I think that's an enormous understatement. This guy is a menace to society and feels like he belongs in a different kind of superhero show. He's so wildly unlikable, it actually made me feel uncomfortable watching whenever he was on the screen. The second he shows up, you just have to prepare yourself for something weird. He is literally everything a lot of people hate in the genre, mashed into one character. My own younger sister hates My Hero with a passion, calling me out for being a fan at every chance she gets. And I feel like this little guy is a huge reason why. This little purple bastard. I even remember seeing petitions to kick his ass off the show back in the day, which may have had some sort of effect, as it seemed like they definitely toned down on using him in the later seasons. Probably for the best, as he was, without a doubt, many watchers' least favorite character in the show. When it comes to the writing, My Hero is like a mixed bag. Half candy and half shit. Horikoshi definitely had some fantastic ideas while writing the manga. At times you can tell he really cares and has a story to tell here. That story, unfortunately, has the originality of modern Hollywood. In other words, it's wildly unoriginal. We have seen these characters and storylines before and done far better too. Bakugo is just Vegeta, Sasuke. Deku is the typical underdog like Goku, Naruto, etc. We have the tournament arc, training arc, and fall from grace arc. Heck, the entire show probably only exists because of the popularity of Marvel's comic book movies. This isn't to say that you must be an original, brand new idea to be good. Hardly anything in movies or TV is original anymore, and frankly, it's a fact that it's just hard to create something new in a world where everything has been done already. My Hero is just extremely blatant when it comes to the fact that it's copying other anime before it. However, when it comes to writing issues, I have saved the worst for last. That's right, people. I'm talking about the school festival arc. When I watched this arc originally, I actually had to visit the anime filler list website online because I thought I was watching filler. To my absolute shock, I found that the arc is in fact canon and in the manga. So what's bad about this arc, you might say? To which I would reply, what is good about it? And the answer would be nothing. Tons of anime like to have a slower arc. This is a common thing. Sometimes it's nice to take a little break from the overarching story and let the characters interact in a more relaxed, laid-back environment. These can be some of your favorite parts in stories where you can chill out and see these characters in the more peaceful of times. A good, more relaxed arc requires entertainment, dialogue, and interactions between the characters that keep you engaged. All that is to be found in this arc is boredom and mediocrity. I have a question for everyone watching this. When is a canon arc considered filler? I would say there are a couple of requirements. 1. Does the story advance? 2. Did the characters change or grow? And 3. Was it at least, at the bare minimum, worth your time? If the answer to all of those is no, is it filler? The school festival arc has none of these and feels like a complete and utter waste of time. For the most part, when it comes to shows, I'm a purist. No matter how bad the arc is, as long as it's canon, I'm going to sit through it. However, in this instance, I think it would be doing everyone a disservice if I didn't recommend you skip this arc. A big point of contention with a lot of people is the idea that All Might never should have survived his fight with All for One. This is something I can actually agree with wholeheartedly. Now, that's not saying the whole show is ruined with him living. I just think that in the grand scheme of things, it could have been a huge moment in the story and would have gone down as one of those great anime death scenes. Say All Might had died in the fight, we would have had a crazy emotional moment where all of the heroes and citizens across the world saw the downfall of the greatest hero in history. This could have been a turning point in the series, bringing a sense of hopelessness and drama the likes of which this show has never seen. I believe that if this is how it went down, this is the moment fans would be talking about as the best scene in the entire show. Instead, what we got was emotional, but in a less effective way. We saw All Might push to the absolute brink and get his final win over his greatest villain. But what did this amount to? One emotional scene and mediocrity. Following the battle with All for One, All Might becomes a pathetic background character, seemingly drug along in the story. Yes, he recently had another fight against All for One in his mech suit, which does show how heroic he is once again going up against him with little to no chance of victory. This is the one exception, and other than that, he just kind of exists. He just shows up here and there, occasionally interacting with the characters and giving encouragement and words of wisdom. So even though My Hero Academia is one of my personal favorites, it's more like a guilty pleasure for me. I know this show's bad. I've always known, deep down, between the trash writing, the unnecessary booty cheeks. I know this show is hot garbage. But here's the thing. Does that really matter? Should a show be judged only by its surface level quality, or by how it makes you feel when you're watching it? So I saw some of the most cringe things that I've ever seen. The story disappointed me more than once, and the fan service has made me terrified to watch it within 100 meters of another human. But I've also seen some of my favorite anime moments of all time. Incredible fights, genuinely interesting characters, and visuals that can still give me chills. I know I spent this whole video tearing apart the worst parts of My Hero Academia, but I think that actually says something. When you can look at all the flaws, all the cringe, and still say, yeah, I love this thing. That's when you know it's special. So if I can leave you with one message, don't let the bad take away from what is ultimately a good show. If you made it to the end of the video, I just want to give you a huge thank you. It really means a lot to me that you were interested enough to listen to little old me ramble in a no doubt roughly written and voiced video. It's my first one, and I have never really considered myself to be any good at writing. Recently, though, I've been working on my writing skills in order to potentially start making a YouTube channel, focusing on discussing things that I like and what I'm passionate about. I thought I'd start with anime and see where this thing goes. So, if you like this, maybe drop a like, subscribe, or leave a comment with something you want me to discuss next, maybe. Until then, have a good one.